Wait. Okay. Okay. Today we will discuss about test life cycle. So, what is test life cycle? Anywhere when you see the word life cycle means, okay, there is some starting point and there is some ending point. Okay. So here we are talking about test life cycle. So that means we are discussing about when the testing will start and when the testing will end. Right. So let's discuss about what is test life cycle. Okay. First thing is when you get some user stories assigned to you in the agile methodology, right? What is the first thing you will do? You will analyze or understand the requirements, right? Okay, you will analyze or understand the requirement. And where are the requirements? Where are the user stories stored? In our case, our project management tool is the Azure DevOps, right? Or it can be Jira also. So in Jira or in Azure DevOps, in your project management tool, so the user stories are available. So first, there are some user stories assigned to you. Whatever the user stories assigned to you, you need to understand the user stories. While understanding the user stories, if you have any questions, you will contact with the business analyst. Clear? That is about analyzing the user stories. After that, what you will do? You will create the test cases. You will create the test cases based on your understanding. So this part I will explain what is test case. Okay, for now you can remember creating the test cases. After that, okay, to execute the test cases, you need to have some test data. Okay, to test the application, you need to have some test data, right? So you will prepare the test data, okay? Then you will execute the test cases. And when you will execute the test cases, when the user story is deployed in the testing environment, right? When the user story is ready for testing, okay, then you will execute the test cases. Where you will execute the test cases? In testing environment, right? We have different environments, right? What are the environments we have? Anyone, can you tell me? First one is development environment. Then we have integration testing environment. We call it int. This I will explain what is int, what is integration testing, what is system testing, everything. Okay. Okay. So system testing. Okay. SIT. Okay. System testing. Then you will have user acceptance testing. Call it UAT. Okay. UAT. Then you will have staging. STG. Okay. These are all the different environments. Then production we have. Okay. So for testers, we will work on these environments. What are our testing environments? Integration testing, system testing, UAT, and staging. So development environment is used for development. Is used by who will use the development environment? Developers. Right? Developers will use the development environment to develop the user stories. User stories are nothing but requirements. The tester use these testing environments to test the user stories. So same user story, let's say for example, user story 1 is assigned to Sridevi. Okay, let's say, okay, what you need to do? You need to test this user story. Once the user story is developed and deployed in integration testing, then you will get a mail or you will get a notification. It's ready for testing in the integration testing. Then you need to start testing this user story. Okay. Once that is done, okay, if there are no bugs or all the bugs are closed, then you got sign off to go to the next level. What is next testing environment? System testing environment. Like that, it will keep going. Like all the user stories are tested in integration testing, then everything will move to the SIT. So who will deploy the code from integration testing to system testing? DevOps people. Understand? Previously, couple of years back, it's a manual process. Manually they will copy paste the code into one environment to other environment. Here environment means this is separate machine, separate server, and this is separate server. So once you join the team, they will give you the URLs. Let's say your application is a web application. Okay, let's say for example you take this one Amazon. Okay, Amazon.com. This is a production URL. Amazon.com is a production URL, production website. But when you are testing in integration testing, let's say they will use something like different URL. They will give you, once you join the team, they will give you the URL, AmazonInt.com. Same way, let's say Amazon SIT.com. Same way, Amazon UAT.com, Amazon staging.com. Got it? So these are all, when you hit this URL, it's pointing to the integration server. So when they ask you to test the application in integration testing, you will use this URL. You will bookmark all these URLs. Clear? You will bookmark all these URLs. You will note down these URLs in your system, or in your somewhere you will note down in your notepad or somewhere. Anytime when they ask you to test in integration testing, you will use this URL. Clear now? So we have different URLs. So once the application is ready, any user story is ready to test in testing environment, then you will execute the test cases. Executing the test cases, nothing but you are testing the application, testing the functionality. So while executing the test cases, what you will do? Executing the test cases means testing the functionality or testing the application. While testing, what you will do? You will find the defects. Once you find the defects, what you will do? You will log the defects in defect management system, defect tracking system, or defect management tool. So in our case, what is the defect management tool? Azure DevOps. So in our case, our defect management tool is Azure DevOps. So under the user story, then you can go and create a defect. That also I will show you how to create the defect. Okay. Okay. You understand? Execute the test cases, then logging the defects. So you are assigning the defect to some developer, right? Then developer will fix it. Then again you, hey, I fix this defect, or he will communicate with you in the Teams or somewhere. I fix this defect. Can you test it? Now what you will do? You will retest the defect fix. Now if it is working fine, you will close the defect. Some defect also will have life cycle. I will explain you that one. Okay. So you will close the defect. If it is not working, again you will reopen the defect. Okay. Then at the end, you will submit the test result reports. Like you tested the application, right? Okay. What are the results? How many test cases you executed? How many passed? How many failed? How many still pending? All those things. Submit the test results reports. Here, what you will do? So total number of test cases executed. That's for example, you executed 100 test cases and total passed. Total passed, let's say 80 test cases are passed and failed test cases. How many? Let's say 20. Right? So for each test case, if it failed, then you need to create the defect. Right? If some test case failed means some functionality is not working. When something is not working, what you will do? You will create a defect. What is the defect? Defect is some abnormal behavior of the application. Okay, basically we are expecting the application should work in some way according to the as per the requirement. We are expecting the application should work as per the specification. Specification is nothing but requirement, but it is not working as per the requirement. It's abnormal behavior. So that is called defect. So how to create a defect and where to create a defect, that I am going to show you now. Defect also will have a life cycle. Okay. So 1 second. So if you go here, so let's say we are going to our Azure DevOps, and let's say recently I sent you some user stories, right? Let's say 416, right? What is 416? What user story this is? This is search for smart TV 60-inch in Amazon, right? Let's say, for example, let's assume. So here you open the Amazon.com. You are searching for smart TV 60-inch. Okay. So, but in the requirement document, they mention in the search results, we should see only 60-inch TVs. Okay, it should not display anything else. But here what the application is, that is expected behavior. So how do you know the expected behavior? Your expected behavior you will understand from the by reading the requirement document in the user story. Requirement is nothing but as a user story. Okay, but actual value is how the application is behaving. There are two values: expected value, actual value. Expected value is always there in the user story. Action and expected value. What is the action you are doing? User is doing. You are testing the application in the end user perspective. Let's assume you are the user. You are searching for smart TV 60 inches. Okay, in your requirement document, your user story saying when the user searched for smart TV 60 inches, it should display only 60 inches TVs. That is the requirement. But what is the actual value? What the developer developed? See, let's assume this is our testing website. What it is showing? 43 inches, 55 inches, 24 inches. So this is a defect. Now you need to create a defect. Where to create the defect? This defect belongs to which user story? This user story. Now go here, add link, new item, add link, new item, on tested by. Previously when we are creating the task, we use the chain, but now link type tested by, link type tested by. So bugs and test cases are related to testing, so tested by. And what is the work item type? Bug. Work item type is bug. Now what is the title? What is the issue? So you need to enter some meaningful title for the bug. So now what is our issue? So when we are searching for 60 inches TVs, it is showing wrong search results. Okay. So system displayed other results also, like 55 inches, like all kinds of smart TVs displayed when searched for 60-inch smart TV. Okay. So or wrong items or TVs displayed in search results. Search results when user searched for this one in search basically. There you will write the steps. Okay, you understand now? Link type tested by, work item type bug, and title this one. Now click OK. Now are you done creating the bug? No, not yet. You did not save. This button is enabled. There is no number also for this one. So now whom you are assigning? You need to assign to the developer. Need to assign to developer. Let's say your user story, the developer is Anand. Okay, you are assigning to this person. Now here by default it will take you whatever the user story belongs to. This user story is from sprint 3. Here also it is taking sprint 3. You see this one, bug status new. Bug status new. Now reproducible steps. Okay, how to reproduce this issue? Okay, and what is the severity of this issue? Now, how to reproduce the issue? First one, open Amazon.com in browser, let's say Chrome browser, or open Chrome browser and navigate to, so you will write open Chrome browser and navigate to Amazon.com. That is first step. Second step, then enter smart TV 60-inch in search text box. Now click on search icon. Now what is happening? Now expected value is system is application. System should display only 60-inch smart TVs in search results. Okay, but actual value, what it is doing? Okay, actual value, what I am doing? Okay. I am taking the screenshot of this. How to take the screenshot? You have the snipping tool in your system. Okay, new. So, and you need to show this. So let's say here you enter 60-inch. So here it's showing 43 inches. Copy. Now go here and Control V. Control V. Understand? So now, understand? You entered reproducible steps. What is expected value? What is actual value also? Actual value means what the application is doing. You understand? And here, severity. What is the severity of this issue? Severity means what is the impact of this issue on the application. This is the main functionality, right? So if somebody is searching for some phone, it is showing something else. This is the major functionality for Amazon, right? So let's say I am giving severity is high or critical. Okay, let's say I am giving high now. I will explain you one by one. What is critical, what is high, all those things. And priority. Priority is how soon, in the business point of view, how soon this issue has to be fixed. That is called priority. Okay. Now already you assign to some developer. Okay. By default, it belongs to same iteration, whatever the user story belongs to. Now you can click save. Now you can see generated the bug number. Now if you want to copy this, you see, copy this one. Now come here, paste. You like this. Already the tool will send a mail to them. Tool will send a mail to this person, developer. Okay, with this one, Azure notification will come. He will receive. Then he will click on the view work item. Then he will come to this particular window. This item will be open. Now close this. Right? See what happened now? When you create a defect, you see under the tested by, link type tested by. You see, this is the bug. 421, right? See, remember? 421 we created. Okay. Now this is the bug. Wrong items displayed. Now everybody can access this one. Everybody can see this one. Okay. Now anybody want to see the details, click on this. Now it will open this. Is it clear now how to create the defect? Okay. So you go here to under the user story. So who is the parent for the defect? User story. User story is the parent. So this is the good practice. Always when you are creating a bug, you need to create that bug under some particular user story, the related functionality. wherever that bug was found, right? So this bug was found when you are testing this particular user story. Then you link the bug. This is a good practice. Understand? So now you can ping this one in the chart window. Normally you will have the groups, right, in the teams, right? So you can say, hey, I created this bug. Okay, then the developer will immediately start working on this one. Okay, so that is about logging the defects while executing the test cases. While executing the test cases means testing the application, you are logging the defects. This is how you will log the defect. So now developer will fix this one, right? If we fixed it, okay, then he will change the defect status. Okay, what he will change initially, what is the status? New. Once he started working, he will change it to active. Once he fixed it and the fix is deployed in the testing environment again, we'll change the status to resolve. Okay, let's say here defect lifecycle. I will explain defect lifecycle. Initially, when you created the defect, it is new. You are assigning to the developer, right? Once he started working, he will change it to active. Once he fixed that one and fix is deployed, then he will change it to resolve. Now, when it is resolved, he will assign to the tester. Here, assign to tester for testing. So when it is new, basically you are assigning to developer. Got it? When it is active also, it is on developer name. When he resolved, then only it is assigned back to the tester. Now you need to retest it. When you retest, you have two options. Whether the fix is working or not working. If it is working, you will close and it will be on your name only, tester name. If it is not working, then you will reopen. Okay, if fix is working, you will close. If fix is not working, you will reopen. There is nothing, there is no status called reopen. So you will make it active again, assign back to the same developer who fixed this. Clear? This is the defect life cycle. This is definite interview question they will ask. What is defect life cycle? So this is the defect life cycle in Azure DevOps. But when you are working in the Jira or when you are working in the another defect tracking tool, the status will be different. Minor changes will be there. So when you are explaining, you can say, hey, I have experience in the Azure DevOps. In the Azure DevOps, I am explaining you the defect life cycle in the perspective of Azure DevOps. Initially, when I created the defect, it is a new status. I am assigning to the developer. Then once he started working, then he will change the status to active. Then once he fixed the issue, then he deployed into the testing environment. Then he will change the status to resolve. Then he will assign back to me because I am the tester for that. Now I have to, it's my job to retest that one. So now I will retest that one. If the fix is working fine, so then I will close the defect. I will change the status to closed. Otherwise, if fix is not working, I will reopen the defect. Reopen means I will make it active. Again, assign back to the developer. How to assign back to the developer? Again, you will click on this drop down, change his name. Because when it is in resolved, it will be on your name, tester name, whoever created this. And where you can see all those details here, history. You can see history. See, history, everything is tracked. See, Anand added test link, tested by this one, right? So, right now it is new. Okay. So, let me show you some other defects previously created by other students. Okay, let's say this one. This is in active state. Now go to history. See, this initially this bug was created by Sai Deepthi. Okay, Sai Deepthi created that one. Okay, and when she created severity, she gave the medium. Right. Initially, what is the state? new state. Okay. Okay, still this is active state. If the developer worked, he fixed it. Now again you can see the history here. Now let's pick up another bug, any closed one. Now how to check the closed bugs? Now go here, query, new query, bug, state, anything? No. I want to see the closed bugs. Run query. Okay, you see? Not able to log in on the app. Okay, this is the one. Let's open this one. Okay, closed bug, right? Now go to history. Okay, directly he closed it. Okay, let's take the another bug. This is not correct way. Okay, go back to query. This is also closed. Okay, in real time project, basically you will go through the life cycle. Okay, here directly they tested and closed it. Okay, so in real time, all the status you will see. Yeah, here you can see this bug. Okay, initially new state. Now please assign to Anand. Let's say he changed it to active. He fixed it. Okay, then he changed it to resolve. So here you see there is a field called reason. This is read only. So initially, uh, when he resolved, the reason is fixed. Okay, why he changed it to resolve? Because it is fixed. Okay, then when you are retesting it, when you are closing, your reason will be verified. But are we selecting? No. Automatically it will be selected. This is read only field. So when we are closing, it is verified. Right? So new status, active status, then resolved state, then closed. You need to remember. That is the life cycle. So this is the defect history you can see. If you want to see the details, go to the details. Is it clear? Is it clear or any questions? Test life cycle. I'm stopping the recording for a second. So to create the defect, we are going to enter all these fields. First thing is title. This is mandatory field, right? Without entering the title, you cannot save the defect. Then assign to, you are assigning to some developer. Then reproducible steps. Here you will enter what are the steps the developer has to follow to reproduce this particular issue, right? Otherwise, you created the defect. Developer is saying, I am not able to reproduce. It's not happening for me, he will say, right? So you need to mention which environment you tested also. Like you tested in the Chrome browser, you found some issue. Okay, and you tested in Windows 11 operating system, Chrome browser. Then developer tested the same functionality in MacBook and Safari browser. He is saying this is not happening. So he reject the defect. There are chances to reject the defect. So you need to be very careful. You need to mention all these things. System environment, okay, reproducible steps, all those things, right? Then what else? Severity, like critical, high, medium, low, all these things. Severity, priority, right? Priorities also will have all these things. Critical, high, medium, low. Like 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that I will show you. Then which environment, bug environment, not showing in Azure DevOps. So we can add that field. Like you found this issue in integration testing, or you found this issue in SIT, or you found this issue in staging, or you found this issue in the UAT. You need to mention that which environment this is happening, right? And some other cases, build number, in which build this is happening, build number also. So all these fields, you will fill that one. This kind of information and screenshots also. Okay. And here, reproducible steps, here you will enter actual value. This is system environment. This is system environment. So here You will enter reproducible steps, expected value, and actual value also. Got it? All these things you will enter to create the defect. Then you will save it. Then it will generate the defect number. Then developer will get the Azure notification because we created this in Azure DevOps. Create defect. Clear? So now let me save this as create defect. Now what is the life cycle of the defect? This is another entry question. They will ask what is life cycle of defect. So when you create the defect, it will be in the new state you are assigning to the developer. Once the developer started working, he will change it to active state. It will be on his name only. Then once he fixed it and the fix is deployed in the testing environment, he will change it to resolve state and assign to the tester. Now the tester's job is to test this fix. Okay. So now we have two options. Now if the fix is working fine, you will close this one. Closed. If it is not working, again you will reactivate it. That means again active and assign back to the developer. Got it? That is the defect lifecycle in Azure DevOps.